this is Sass from Copia Stars, and this is a reading for Thursday, the 2nd of April. A few things. A, I'm on call all week, so if a call comes in, I'll have to pop you on pause and carry on. 2, it is a reading for the 2nd of April, but if you're here and it's not the 2nd of April, don't worry, pull up a chair, it's fine, join us. It's still meant for you. It's found you at the right time. And 3, it is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, haven't done one of these for a while. Feeling a little bit of a calling to a starseed card. Actually, this is our general energy for the reading today. So, it's nice to change it up occasionally, isn't it? Let's see what the starseed's saying. Give them a good old shuffle because I haven't used them in a little while. Not for a general reading anyway. I do personal, so if you do want one, my email is in the description. Feel free to get in touch. Sometimes it can take me a few days just to get back because I'm here, there and everywhere. Girl's got a hustle, man. Girl has got a hustle, and I'm not afraid to take on work. If anybody asks me to do anything, I'm not shy. So I do everything from oracle card readings to admin to gardening to driving, all sorts. Right, so we've got breath of the cosmos. My will to thy will. Micromanaging the universe. What does this mean, hey? Let's have a... Where's my book? There's my book. So you can tell it's been a while since I've used it. Where are we finding this one then? A breath of the cosmos. Breath of the cosmos. Is there a number on this card? No. It's one of these. Is there an index? Breath of the Cosmos, which is 42, meaning a life. 42, for anybody's watched Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This is when we rely only on our own will, we're micromanaging the universe and resisting the natural flow of life. We're not trusting the mysterious breath of life. We're rejecting the great cosmic intelligence and relying instead on our own personal strength. When we do this, we find ourselves attempting to bend things to our will, and we spend our time forcing and pushing and living from a space of trying to. Everyone around us can feel it, and the universe can too. You're being called to stop micromanaging and just trust the breath of life, to surrender from a greater will that the universe has for you. It says God here, but whatever the God you think of, okay? Mine is love. So I class it as universal energy. So to move from my will to thy will. So you're handing it over to the universe, okay? So when you surrender to the greater will of life, you will begin dancing with the rest of life. When you bow to the great mystery and say, please use me, please show me the way. Little by little, you find yourself living your most fulfilling, authentic life. And when you surrender your personal will, when you relinquish control and release the way you think about things, you surrender to a greater will. You find yourself being led. You begin breathing the breath of life. So your starseed activation here, you place this card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following. I'm willing to stop relying on my own strength and personal agenda, and instead I'll surrender to the breath of life. Dear universe, help me move from my will to thy will and lead me, show me the way. So we always say ask the universe for guidance, don't we? And even though where I've said universe, that book says God, it's a God of your own understanding. Like any walk of life, you know, your God might not be my God. My God might not be your God. I don't have a God. I have a universal energy. I believe we're all energy and we all affect each other's energy. So just be nice. The rule in my house is don't be a dick. Sound, doesn't it? You know? Anything bad, you just be a dick. You just don't be a dick. You know, we talk about problems. We don't shout at each other. My son doesn't do his chores. I don't like scream at him. I just like, dude, you're doing them tomorrow, twice. And he's like, what, Mum? You know, but you know what? I've got a relationship with my kid that people would envy. So we've got cauldron, curation, opportunity and caring. We've got spring, which is rebuilding, awakening and rebirth. Curation, opportunity and caring. I like that. Mushroom, recycling, breaking down problems. We like that too. Roots, healthy patterns and early growth. Really do need my new glasses. Salt, which is protection and banishing negativity. Just one more card, please. That'd be great. Oh, that one didn't. Time, which is presence and self-awareness. Yeah, self-awareness. Don't be a dick. It's just that kind of like, you know, don't do things that are going to upset anybody. Always try and do things that will, you know, you can live by your own. Do what you want to do. Just don't harm others in the process. And I know like 90% of the people reading this are that kind of person that won't. But just before, there's a difference between I'm going to do what I want and everyone's going to bend to me. There's a difference between that and a difference between I really want this goal. I'm prepared to do anything to get there, but I'm not going to harm people in my wake. I am going to, you know, consider. You know, it's the difference between being one of those absolutely cutthroat business people and being, you know, just nice, having a bit of time, going slowly and gently. You have come from a place of heartbreak and there has been a bit of anger. I think, yeah, maybe you do need a little bit of a holiday, you know, that kind of like, or just a break, set some healthy patterns. You've split yourself in two. There is a bit of need here for protection because you're banishing some negativity from your past, I think. This shadow self card keeps coming up. It's like, remember that you are a lion, not a kitten. You know, just remember your power. Channel your feminine energy, which is emotional. It's love. It's, you know, deep emotions. It's not, you're not acting on impulse there. One flipped over and I just shuffled past it. Oh, two actually. So we've got intimacy and overthinking. Yeah, I think the intimacy is intimacy with yourself though, and realizing that you're not just on a treadmill. There is something deep with you. This heartbreak affected you more than you care to realise. I think you realise more than you care to admit. But luck is on your side. You moon in Sagittarius. So, yeah, you know, I think you, I don't think you realise just how capable you are. And by breaking down these problems and banishing this negativity, I think you're going to really open up a door for healing you know, creating these healthy patterns and this growth and, you know, getting yourself a bit more self-aware and realising just how amazing you are. I don't think you realise. That's way too many cards. Thank you, universe. Can I have just one? Is that all right, please? We've got the rose. Ooh, poison just came in my head. Every rose has its thorn. Right, that goes to show my generation, doesn't it? 56. Just like every cowboy sings a sad song. I've just passed it. Right, so crack open. Yep. Rose sighs as she contemplates Rainer Maria Rilke's take on relationships. Rose adores poetry, but despite popular belief, she simply can't countenance mushy love. Rose knows that to experience love in full, you need a strong vessel, while at the same time just cracking open. A contradiction? No, more of a contradiction than flowers and thorns, murmurs Rose. But Rose reminds you to embrace dualities and say both and instead of either or. So once the realization, this is the quote from Rainer Maria Rilke. Now she says, once the realization is accepted that even between the closest human beings, infinite distances exist, a wonderful living side by side can grow. And if they succeed in loving, the distance between them makes it possible to see each other whole again against the sky. So, yeah, just realize that we are all different. It doesn't mean you're bad. And you can succeed, you can achieve. But just realize that, love that space between you. And I think a beautiful, beautiful thing will blossom here. So instead of being like, oh, I really want to do, but I can't, you be like, I really want to do this and I need to find a way of getting there. I really would love to experience this and I need to then find out how I'm going to. Purse, pay attention to your finances. Hard times at the moment, isn't it? There's an announcement. Don't know what that's about. Dealings or relationship with a woman with dark hair or complexion. And dog, close up, which is pleasure with a close friend. So there you go. There you have it, all these cards. They fly all over the place. I'm going to do a goddess card. Let's see what goddess is showing up for you today. Thursday the 2nd of April, please. The goddess card for Thursday the 2nd of April. Let's give this a good shuffle. I actually just really like how they feel when they shuffle. They're so nice. They are very slippery though. Just one goddess. We've got two goddesses. Okay, obviously that was necessary. So we've got Isis. Oh, we love Isis. And that's with wisdom and nurturing. Let's move this one across and we can shelter the two. So we've got with wisdom and nurturing, I empower myself and others. And we have Oya, which is I step into my personal power. I am the champion of me. So Isis, the goddess Isis, she's the Egyptian goddess of magic and motherhood. Oh, we love a bit of magic. So often depicted with wings, Isis represents protection and resilience in overcoming challenges. Her dedication to her husband, Osiris, especially in his resurrection, shows her deep magical powers and strong loyalty. She is revered throughout the world as a symbol of motherly love, healing, and potent magic. Isis's story touches on the themes of love, strength, and dedication, making her a respected figure. Her widespread worship reflects her importance and the universal appeal of her qualities, in particular, her role as the nurturer and protector. So Isis, the Egyptian goddess of magic and motherhood, is revered for her profound wisdom and nurture care. This ritual embodies the empowerment and the protection she offers. So hold a symbol of wisdom or nurturing in your hands, for example, a book or a small plant. Excuse me. And reflect on how you can nurture and empower yourself or others. Affirm, with wisdom and care, I uplift myself and those around me. And then Oya, if I'm going to find her. Oya is the Yoruban goddess of thunder, lightning, and storms. In her early days, Oya did not know her own power. It wasn't until humans became selfish and greedy that she unleashed her wrath, sending lightning down to earth and wreaking havoc. Afterwards, her tears created rain to sweep away the destruction, and Oya finally realized her own strength. Oya is the Yoruban goddess of thunder, lightning, and storms. She embodies personal power and transformation. This ritual focuses on asserting your inner strength and reflecting Oya's empowering energy. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart. Inhale deeply while raising your arms. And exhale and loudly declare, I am strong, I am capable, and I lead my journey. That is just fantastic advice, isn't it? You just go out there, banish this negativity, get in touch with yourself, and just go for it. Forget this past that you had. It's all about moving forward and just gaining that strength. I've got tingles in the back of my neck. Thank you so much for being with me, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ta-ra!